Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. On today's show, will Switzerland adopt Bitcoin reserve? National vote is going to decide it. The big news from last night, Friday night, TrumpCoin launches. Actually, Donald Trump launched the coin and skyrockets overnight. And our feature story of the day are key factors that could push BTC to 250,000 in 2025 by CryptoQuant. And later in our Ask AI segment, we're going to compare Chat GPT versus Grok, and we're going to create a spreadsheet and a graph of Bitcoin price since inception, and we're going to declare a winner on who does it better. All this and so much more on today's show. Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. Thanks for taking a couple moments to go and join us at our show today. And today is January 18th, 2025. We're live at 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. We're going to go through our market watch, and we're going to go through our Bitcoin technical analysis, but many of you probably have already seen, but the big news from yesterday was right after the SEC pretty much closed down in Gary Gensler's reign, so it would have been the last working day for him. Trump almost immediately, I believe it was around 4:30 after the stock exchange closed, launched a meme coin kind of under the radar called Trump and TrumpCoin, and its logo was fight, fight, fight. Anyway, as we'll see in a couple minutes, the coin went viral, and it pretty much stole a lot of the market cap from the other meme coins and pretty much put it all in there. Solana also pumped heavy because it's a Solana-based coin. Pretty interesting how it's got a market cap of 33 billion, I believe, already in one day. So interesting how money can go fast. A lot of people got pretty rich overnight. I missed the boat, and I'm not going to get into it at this point, but very interesting. Let's get into our market watch. We'll talk about the Trump coin a little bit more in a bit. Let's get into our market watch for now, into Coin 360 and Bitcoin holding steady at 105,000, just under 105,000. Ethereum down 3%, 33.51. Solana kicking it. It was up over 20% at one point today, and it's currently at up 15%, $254 and change. Everything else in the red. XRP holding steady, $3.26, down 0.27%. XLM up about 2%. SUI up 0.5%. Everything else in the red. Doge down 4.5%. Solana is the big winner for today out of that whole Trump coin pump. Current market cap for Bitcoin is 2.2 trillion, 77 billion and change. Ethereum number 2 at 400 billion. XRP holding steady at 178 billion. Solana number 5, but has picked up quite a bit, up 35% in terms of a weekly gain for the week, and 15% for the day at 123 billion. Doge at 60 billion, Cardano 40 billion, Tron 21 billion at number 10. The crypto total market cap currently is 3.57 trillion. Bitcoin up a little at 58 billion. It was in the 57 and change for a few days. Ethereum down yet again at 11.3%. XRP holding steady, 5.25% of the total market cap, and Solana up about 0.5% today at 3.47%. And if we go into the crypto bubbles, and we shall see here what I was talking about, the TrumpCoin 550%. That is in a day. Just insane gains for some people. Fartcoin up 30%. So these are kind of competing, meme coins built on the Solana network. Jupe, not sure what that is, but we see Solana up 15%. Pretty much everything else is in the red. So what we're kind of seeing is all these other ones, a lot of these are memes here that we see. A lot of the market cap, the money from a lot of these have gone from their own into Trump. So money came out of Jasmy, for example, and went into Trump. So Jasmy drops, Trump pumps. So I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen with this Trump coin over the next few days. But what I can say is if you were looking to buy Jasmy, now might be a good time. Maybe the price was a little high, but down 10%. Maybe this is time to jump in. And the same goes for a lot of these memes. Everything's kind of down except for the Solana-based coin and meme coins. And of course, Bitcoin has held its own. Ethereum has, gone down as it always does. Even XRP was kind of sideways. So the coins that kind of matter, to me anyway, which is Bitcoin, XRP, and Solana, have held their own. So Ethereum, it's like, sorry, you're kind of getting out of favor now. So kind of interesting what's going on in the industry. So Solana is a US-based coin, so I'm not surprised to see, local cryptos getting more of a pump than anything else. So a little interesting and fun what's going on right now, and certainly over the next few days and few weeks. Crypto fear and greed index. Currently, we are at a 77 greed. Yesterday, also 77 greed, and last week a 62 in greed. And we've got 1,200 days until the next Bitcoin halving, and exactly 1,187,954 Bitcoins left to mine until the last one's mined in the year 2140. And until the next halving, we have 170,145 Bitcoin left to mine. And let's get into our total market cap for companies globally. We've got gold sitting at number one, as it has been for a long time, at 18.4 trillion. Apple number two, 3.5 trillion. Nvidia 3.4. Microsoft 3.2. Google 2.4, Amazon sitting at number 6 at 2.375, and the Biddy number 7, coming on to $2.1 trillion, followed by Saudi Aramco, Silver, Meta at number 10, Tesla at number 11 at 1.37 trillion. And currently you can get 948 Satoshis for one fiat US dollar. And the current US national debt up I believe, close to $7 billion since yesterday at $36,368,635,000,000. Each citizen in the U.S. owes $106,946, and per taxpayer that accounts for $323,046 per taxpayer in the U.S. So as we saw, the fart coin and the Trump coin are the big bangers for today. Trump, number one. It's a little shocking that he came out. It was, I think, an FU to Gary Gensler. I think it is what this was all about. It was like, Gary, you're fired, number one, and number two, now that you're gone, these are the rules. So it's simply just a meme coin with no utility, and we'll see what comes of it. I expect that it's going to dump, but I could be completely wrong off it. It's been holding steady at about $26 for a good part of today. We'll see what happens overnight with the Asian market and see what happens. But effectively, the stock market closes. Trump launches this coin. The institutional investors don't have an opportunity to invest in it because they're all closed for the weekend, whereas the individual consumers were able to invest in this thing. So come Monday, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens with this Trump coin, and if the money starts going back into these other coins, the memes, and where was the money taken from? Well, it came from Jasmine, it came from, Rune, Floki, Doge, Whiff, Moo, basically from everywhere, and the money flowed into Trump. It flowed into Solana. So it's going to be curious to see if people take this as a good opportunity to pick up some of the altcoins that they've been maybe waiting to grab at a lower price, because certainly now is a good opportunity. Earlier this morning was even better. And if we went to the weekly view, we see Fartcoin, up 100%, Doge up 20%. So you can see how the prices were pretty high, and maybe you didn't want to get into algo because it was up 20%. But now it's, today it was down 10%. Today Doge was down 6%. Prices came down a bit. It's curious, I'm curious to see what happens kind of overnight. Let's get into our stories for today. And we've got some good ones today, and we're also going to do a very cool experiment with Grok and Chat GPT. Instead of images, instead of informational stuff, we've done multiple things with both of these LLMs, and today, these are really more generative AI models, the GPTs, which can do more than large language models, which are really just doing, text-based things. These, we'll call them GPTs, really. We are going to have it create a spreadsheet and a graph, and we're going to put the info in there. I'll give you guys the prompt, and we're going to ask it to take the entire historical price of Bitcoin and put it into month by month. We're also going to tell it to give us the halving dates, and we're going to tell them to output into a spreadsheet and into a graph. So I'm curious to see what it actually comes back with. Hopefully it's pretty sick. Let's get into our stories for today. Will Switzerland adopt the Bitcoin reserve. A national vote is going to decide it. Switzerland is gearing up to adopt Bitcoin reserve amidst growing cryptocurrency acceptance fueled by Donald Trump's progressive policies. Cryptocurrency advocates nationwide propose considering BTC as a reserve asset along with the dollar, euro, and gold. This initiative tends to provide Bitcoin legal recognition in the European country. As per recent report, the campaigners have begun collecting 100,000 signatures, triggering a national vote on Bitcoin adoption. This move could potentially pressure Swiss National Bank to reconsider its pessimistic approach to the flagship currency. Switzerland to vote for Bitcoin reserve. The Swiss Federal Chancellery kick off the Bitcoin reserve proposal on December 31st, 2024, following a failed attempt in October 2021. The motion gained increased attention when Donald Trump, who hails himself as the crypto president, won the 2024 election. The country launched Switzerland, the BTC proposal, to amend the Swiss federal constitution, facilitating the addition of Bitcoin to the SNB, Swiss National Bank, portfolio. The deadline to gather the required signatures is January 30th, 2026. Holy shit, that's like a year and a half. I've said it before, I won't be surprised if they get these votes in a few weeks. After fulfilling the signature count, the proposal would reach the Federal Assembly and then for a public vote. So it's actually the people who are going to vote on this thing. I think it's amazing. It's not, just the congressional bullshit. It's like now we're putting it out to the country for the citizens to vote on it. Commenting on the Swiss public's positive sentiment toward BTC reserve, crypto enthusiast Rino Borini cited, "People here certainly show their interest and openness for Bitcoin as a store of value than in neighboring countries. It's like with cash. The Swiss like it for its security and privacy." Yep. While most of the reserve assets of the central bank are foreign, Switzerland is often dependent on other governments. With the adoption of a BTC reserve, many believe that the decentralized crypto asset could make the country's financial ecosystem independent. Wow. Nonetheless, so they rely on currencies other than, it used to be the Swiss franc, now it's the euro, but they're basically saying while most of the reserve assets of the central bank are foreign, this Bitcoin adoption could make the country's financial ecosystem independent. So the Bitcoin would make their financial ecosystem independent and not based on foreign currencies. This is freaking unbelievable. Nonetheless, the traditionally conservative Swiss National Bank has expressed skepticism over the Bitcoin reserve proposal, despite growing public support for its adoption. Addressing the high volatility of BTC, Swiss National Bank Chair Martin Schlegel raised concerns over the viability of crypto as payment. He dismissed the proposal in November, describing cryptocurrency as a niche phenomenon. See, raised concerns over the viability of crypto as a payment. You're way off there, Schlegel, because as much as Bitcoin may not be the method of choice for payments, because it takes 10 minutes to complete a transaction, there are others, on the layer 2 and layer 3 blockchain, which use Bitcoin as its main blockchain, their reference point, that do a great fast job of these things, like the Lightning wallet, like XRP is another example. Literally, you do a payment through there, it's immediate, and then it posts to the Bitcoin blockchain 10 minutes later. Who cares about that? You do your transaction, you walk out of the store, you get your gum, ching, your payment comes out, merchant gets paid, finished. and then it completes on the blockchain, 10 minutes, 9 minutes later, 5 minutes later. Okay, let's move on here with the story. In addition to the largest crypto by market cap constantly showing an unpredictable nature, which remains a major barrier for many to consider it a legitimate asset. See, I don't agree with that either. It is a legitimate asset. It's just volatile. UBS economist Alessandro B. warned that Bitcoin's high volatility poses risks of the Swiss National Bank's equity shrinking with market fall. He added, over a longer period of time, the SNB's credibility could suffer. Actually, over a longer period of time, the SNB's credibility will gain recognition and actually will gain in market cap. Swiss economy embraces future finance. Switzerland has been at the forefront of crypto adoption and blockchain advancements. The favorable regulatory framework and advanced technology of the country have contributed to the growth of Swiss crypto ecosystem. Also, the nation's crypto valley and blockchain-focused education solidify its position as a global hub for cryptocurrency. Given that the Swiss accept the Bitcoin reserve proposal, it could potentially push the country to become a global leader. Yeah, well, you are second in line, because it seems to me that the U.S. is going to become the leader possibly within 2 days from now. Our next story of the day, and CryptoQuant had a great post here. 3 key factors that could push BTC to 249,000 in 2025, written by CryptoQuant. With the current bull cycle possibly on its last legs, many crypto experts are optimistic that the leading cryptocurrency will attain never-before-seen heights before the end of the year. Blockchain analyst platform CryptoQuant revealed in its latest research that Bitcoin could soar to a peak between 145,000 and 249,000, while stressing that institutional adoption will drive the surge. The research enlisted 3 significant factors that will fuel the rally. Here are the 3 factors. Over the past year, wallet addresses holding between 100 Bitcoin and 1,000 Bitcoin significantly increased their BTC holdings from 100 billion to 227 billion. The U.S. approved Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund, ETFs, and mass adoption of BTC by various institutions contributed to the surge. The adoption fueled BTC's price surge to a peak of 108,100. Believing that this year's market performance will be even brighter than last year's, CryptoQuant highlighted 3 factors that can propel the asset surge. One is Donald Trump's incoming enthronement. His promises to make America a crypto hub by implementing digital assets-oriented policies and appointing industry-friendly regulators may fuel BTC's price growth. Another factor that can cause BTC's price to surge is the expected Federal Reserve interest rate reduction. CryptoQuant's research suggests this could provide a favorable environment for capital to flow into risk assets like Bitcoin. Finally, CryptoQuant stressed that since 2025 is the final year in the ongoing 4-year bull cycle, the halving cycles, BTC will see meteoric growth, meaning big boom. Historically, the leading crypto asset often sees a massive price pump in the final year of the cycle. As a result, CryptoQuant projects as much as 520 billion to enter the BTC market this year. It remains to be seen how high BTC's price can go. As of this writing, the apex cryptocurrency is trading at over 100, it says 102, but we've got it at 105. The asset jumped into 6-digit territory after latest CPI consumer price index numbers, which was somewhat unexpected as it had dumped to under 90,000 just 2 days prior. Nonetheless, its current price level represents a 5.5% decrease from BTC's all-time high of 108. still, many, like CryptoQuant, expect a bullish Bitcoin pump. Yes, indeed. I expect a Bitcoin pump as well. And I feel like we're going to see a Bitcoin pump, and it's pretty much inevitable. Let's go into our graph. Let's get into our next segment, which I dub Ask AI. And in our Ask AI segment today, we are going to put Chat GPT and Grok against each other once again, and we're going to ask it to create a spreadsheet and graph of Bitcoin price since its inception, and then we'll get the results and we'll declare a winner. So that goes exactly in line with what we were just talking about. So CryptoQuant and me and the entire industry knows that every 4 years there's a halving, a Bitcoin halving, which reduces the halving rewards to the miners by 50%. So this decreases the supply. In turn, the price goes up because there's less supply. And this happens every 4 years. So let's get right into it. I've gone ahead and created a viable prompt. And the prompt reads, create a spreadsheet that shows Bitcoin price month by month since inception, and also include the halving dates. Include the percentage gains per month, and additionally add a graph at the top showing the information in the spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and push play on both of these, and what we should get is a graph on both. So the Grok has already started here, and let's see what it actually comes back with. Okay, so it did come back with an actual graph or a spreadsheet. I'd like to see if it comes back with a chart as well. So let's make it a bit bigger so we see what we get. And down below, Chat GPT has listened quite effectively and gave us the chart. Grok, since I can't produce actual spreadsheets or charts, you would need to input this data into a spreadsheet software manually or via an API if available. The graph visualization would also be created within that software using the data from your spreadsheet. Remember, for the most accurate and up-to-date data, refer back to financial data platforms. So Grok is saying, I can't create you a graph, and then ChatGPT is saying, here's your graph, came back in just a few seconds. Download the chart as an image, download the chart as a spreadsheet. So let's download as an image. It's a PNG, fine, and also download the spreadsheet. So let's see, we'll keep that. It's actually an XLSX format. So let's see what we've got here with both. So here's the image it produced. Let's get it on my main screen. So she's a big, and it did pretty well starting January 2009, and I would say that is about a 45-degree angle And the price, when looking at it in this respect, it brings new light on, you know, what's actually happening in the Bitcoin market. Now, what it did is, look, I said, you know, January. So it's done year by year. We really asked it to do month by month. So let's see what the spreadsheet is like. And the spreadsheet is, it is month by month. So if we took this and said, it's been a while since I've done this, but you can definitely create a graph format conditional view, create, insert, page layout, Let's put it into Chat GPT. How to create graph in Excel. It's been a while. I know it's one of these headings here. Let's see what it comes back with. Show queries, data model, consolidate. Prepare your data. Yes, we've done that. I'm reading Chat GPT. Customize, insert the graph, line graph. Go to insert. Graph, somewhere in here, pivot chart, line, column, mini charts. Let's go with win-loss. Okay, let's go with a line. Location, range, choose where you want the to be placed. We don't really care. Let's see if, okay, so we're gonna have to choose something like this. It's forcing us. All right. I thought it would have been here, recommended charts. Okay, this is more like what I was looking for. 3D. That'll do the trick. Now we're talking. I remember it was pretty easy like this. So here's our real detailed info, and then so ChatGPT kind of gave us a you know, 1 year at a time, but here we've got every month starting in 2009 from inception, price history. So the percent gain, halving event, and price. So I don't actually see the halving event. It's supposed to be in red. Chart styles. Let's just say it did a pretty good job. The actual price USD is in blue, and if we went price styles color, so let's just make it easier. Let's go orange. That's supposed to be halving event, so let's go a lighter blue, and percent gain doesn't actually, different styles. We've got all these up here, change colors, quick layout, add chart element, access. So effectively you can edit and change this thing however you want. So ChatGPT clearly is 100% the winner in this case. we can really go into whatever info we want within Excel. You see pretty easily. We just added into Excel, and this is without me using charts in Excel for many, many years. It's been forever since I've done this. So, here, change chart type, pie, stock. All right. Choose our data points. You could probably just keep working with this and, completely work it how you want. What would make most sense, which clearly is some kind of line. Something like this might also make sense. Gain halving event. So it's showing the halving event as a dot, so that makes it a little easier to see. I think stock looks pretty shit, actually. We really want some colors. And this isn't cutting it, but we do see how this is actually pretty cool, percent gains. So you really have to look through the chart, but I like the way, like from inception to now, it's gone up quite a bit. So anyway, you clearly can play with your own chart and make it whatever you want. In the situation, though, we definitely see that Grok is limited. Grok basically came back and said, sorry, I can't do what you want. Take your information and put it into a spreadsheet. So in Chat GPT, we basically said, okay, take our info and you do it. So it was able to export an Excel file. It was also able to create a actual chart, as we saw, with the pricing, with the halving dates, exactly what we asked for in the first shot. So realistically, it gave us what we wanted. It additionally said, hey, I'm going to create you a Excel file, do what you want with it. Then we took it and we put it into we highlighted everything, and we then said, insert, create chart, and this is the chart that we were able to create. So you can get really advanced with it. You can go base level with it. But for sure what we're seeing are let's go to the halving dates. So this just seems a little interesting. Price history and halving dates. So the price history, I don't see much fluctuation here. Whereas here, the percent gain, the price, I think it's because we're just seeing too wide of a timeline. It's basically got, 15 years in this chart, so that's why we're not seeing much ups and downs. The percent gain is giving us a bit of a better gauge as to what actually is happening in terms of percentage. The halving event is not easily listed in here. It's supposed to be in red. I don't see it. I think with a little bit of jigging, it tells us where the halving date is here, specifically, right, May of 2020, halving again, July of 2016, November 2012. So, check out the price, January 2009, 0.001 cents. And it didn't get up to $1. Man, we all missed the boat, eh? Look at this. 2016. Right, so these aren't actually price in USD. Interesting. So the pricing is, the price is not in December 2024, which is pretty much now. The price is not $14. There's something off with this as well. I would still give the nod, though, to Chat GPT. Now, when we go back into our comparison on the right, and we look at the Grok, we also see some strange pricing in here. Well, actually, the pricing seems correct, but it cannot. So, copy to clipboard. Let's go into a... Now that I'm seeing that the information is a little weird. Yeah, now, Grok, you ain't cutting it, Grok. So, ChatGPT is clearly the winner here. We would have to do some adjustments to really get the graph to look how we want it. And it certainly might have to do with how I asked it to come back with the information. But Grok didn't do much for us at all. Grok just basically said, sorry, I can't do it. ChatGPT came back and kind of kicked butt, at least gave us something easy to pop into Excel and also an easy graph on the screen. In terms of accuracy, both missed the boat. ChatGPT gave us a great information, but not easy to understand. They gave us like percentages. These... I think if we asked for price only instead of, percent gains, create my prompt again. Create a spreadsheet that shows Bitcoin price month by month since inception and also include halving dates. Include the percentage gains per month. Yeah, you see, I think that's where it kind of messed it up. So let's quickly try that again. Create a spreadsheet that shows Bitcoin price month by month since inception and also include the halving dates. And then I'm going to put additionally add a graph at the top showing the information in the spreadsheet. Okay, so that's going to be another sentence. And let's give it a go again. And let's give Grok another try because I want to give it a fair shot. So, a more simplified request. And I get from ChatGPT, I get the usual. If you're not paying for it, it seems like I can't do more advanced data analysis right now. Please try again later. Let me know if you have any other questions or need other assistance. So it's basically saying, sorry, SOL, you've already done enough analysis. So add another column, a percent gain, where you calculate the percentage of... So ChatGPT is, Grok is not doing jack all for us here. Let's see what the chart came back with. Nothing. right? So it's basically telling you how to create a spreadsheet. So that's no help at all. I suspect that Chat GPT would have done a good job. And let's ask Claude the same thing. I am curious. So we don't want that. Let's put the same request in here. And let's tell Claude to go. And Claude is not saying I can't do it. Claude is saying let me kick ass for you. Due to an unexpected capacity constraints, Claude is unable to respond to your message. Let's try that again. Generating, okay. Bitcoin price history dashboard. So once again, we used Claude the other day. Yeah, baby, check this out. Forget Grok and Chat GPT. Claude is the winner here. Look at this. Simple to understand. I have a feeling Chat GPT would have done the same, but in a very rapid way, ChatGPT Claude pumped it out like a champ. Price history is strangely, it's only showing to 80,000 here. Fourth halving expected. Okay, so it has seemingly old information, which is the newest info is expected halving April 2024, and we know that that was 8 months ago. So it's interesting. I do like how it's got information on the left, giving us a text version, and it gave us the chart. I don't like that it doesn't have up to date up to now. It only has up until what seems to be March or something of last year. But what I do like is it's come back in seconds without any BS. I'm going to try ChatGPT one more time to see if it's allowing me to do more. It's probably going to say you've already done your max for the day, but it says analyzing. Let's see what it comes back with. Going a little overtime here today. Yeah, can't do it more advanced analysis right now. Please try again later. Well, that's okay. So I would say in this situation, do not ask Grok for spreadsheets and this type of analysis. Claude kicked butt, and ChatGPT, I would still call it the winner. The limitation is I'm using the free account. If I had the paid for account, it would come back with the most recent information you saw up until January. But it kind of didn't give us everything. It didn't do it again for us because we already asked it enough questions for the day. Well, that was a little disappointing. But I'm going to give the nod to ChatGPT. It did do a better job, and I think it gave us a chart. If we had asked it for more info, we'll run this test again. Maybe we'll go again tomorrow and see exactly what it comes back with, and maybe we'll go with multiple different generative AIs and see what they all come back with. Grok, sorry, you're out of the picture this time. But Claude, we'll test Chat GPT, and maybe we'll test Llama and see what they all come back with compared to each other. Hopefully it was somewhat helpful. Again, that second prompt, if you guys want to try it before we get a chance of going over it again, is create a spreadsheet that shows Bitcoin price month by month since inception, and also include the halving dates. Additionally, add a graph at the top showing the information in the spreadsheet. So that's the more basic request, and that should come back with an actual good spreadsheet, accurate, more like what we had with Claude. As we see in Claude here. And the reason we couldn't do it again is because we're using, it said you've already can't do any more advanced data analysis right now, try again later, etc., etc., etc. But I think from that we did gain some decent knowledge. Hopefully you found it relatively helpful, what to do, and in this case what not to do. And let me close by saying that what I say every day, remember everyone, that money is abundant and money is everywhere, as we saw yesterday with the Trump pump, for example. Time is what's scarce, so spend your time wisely, spend less money than you earn, and if you suddenly make more money, save more money. Don't start spending more money, and start saving today. Start saving young in your 20s and retire at 40. And if you've got a great idea, start that idea today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is when you'll take your idea and make your idea better. And the day after that, better. And the day after that, better. And 6 months from now, perfected. If you found the stream enjoyable, please share, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you on the next stream, folks. Thanks for joining.